Hey, good Friday morning, May 12th, 2023. Baseball records. I like looking at career stats. This video, triples, three base hits. I play in a league right now. I play in the North County Baseball Leagues, San Diego County. It's hard to get a triple. It really is. I get singles, get a doubles here and there, but to get that triple, you have to hit it hard enough where it goes to the fence. And when you round second base, you take off for third. And a lot of times the relay throw from the outfield goes into the shortstop who's running out halfway to the outfield, and then he fires into third base. You got to have speed to get triples. Really, that's the key thing. Either that or you hit a line drive to the center fielder and he misses it, goes through his leg, and then just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. And by the time you're around first, heading for second, he hasn't picked up the ball yet. Then you can make third base standing. But if you hit a ball into the gap and it goes to the fence and you're rounding second and the outfielder picks it up, you better have the speed to make it to third base and you better be sliding. I've hit a triple before. It's hard. Wish I could hit more. Who in the Baseball Hall of Fame is the career leader in triples? Do you know? Name is Sam Crawford, 309 career triples. This guy played 2,517 games, had 2,961 hits. Can you believe that? 39 hits shy of 3,000. And he quits his career in 1917. Why? You know how old he was in 1917? 37. He could have played one more year to get that 3,000th hit. Come on, Sam. That's blowing it. But that doesn't make me as mad as with Sam Rice. Because you know that Sam Rice had 2,987 hits. He was 13 hits shy of 3,000, and he quit. How old was Sam Rice in 1934? Well, he was 44 years old. It's a little different than being 37, but if I was Sam Rice, I would play. If I'm 45, I want one more year. Give me a half a year, a quarter of a year, and let me get those 13 hits to get to 3,000. But Sam Rice gave it up. Come on, Sam. 13 hits shy. You know what? I would have played for any team free just to get those 13 hits. But we're dealing with Sam Crawford, who is number one in the Baseball Hall of Fame with 309 triples in his career. How about that? And listen to this. He had 20 or more triples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 20 or more triples in a season. This guy must have had the speed, but just consider, I told you how hard it is to get a triple. You have to hit it into the gap or hit it over the center fielder's head and the ball keeps rolling. Because if you hit it, you can hit it down the right field line. But the guy's going to get it and cut it off and fire it into second. You hit it down the left field line, that's even harder because the outfielder is closer to throwing it to third. So your best bet for a triple is in the gap between left and center or right and center or over center fielder's head. The ball keeps rolling and then skids around. And by the time you get around second, that outfielder is going to have the ball. He's going to fire it into the shortstop who's halfway out. And then he fires into third. You better have the speed to get into third base. So let's rank 169 players as far as career triples. Sam Crawford's number one. Now, 168 of these players are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm adding one more, Pete Rose. He's not in the Hall, but you got to add him in with triples. And we'll get to him on the ranking. Who's number 2 in career triples? Do you know? Ty Cobb. 295 of them. And how many times did he have 20 or more? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 20 or more. But Sam Crawford, 5 times 20 or more in a season. Crawford was better at triples than Ty Cobb, even though Ty Cobb had 4,189 hits, and Sam Crawford had 2,961. So Cobb had about 1,200 more hits, yet Sam Crawford was better at getting triples. 3 on the list. How about this guy, Honus Wagner? Why would Wagner, he was a big guy. Why was he good at triples? He has 252 career. Honus Wagner. Excuse me. I've got him here. G-A. Here he is. $252. His high was 22 in the season. The high for Crawford was 26. The high for Cobb was 24. How many times did Wagner go over 20? Just 2 times. But 252, this guy was a 200-pounder. Weighed 200 pounds, 5'11", 200. Yet Honus Wagner is number 3 in the Baseball Hall of Fame with 252 triples. It's kind of interesting, don't you think? 4 on the list, Jake Beckley. 244 career triples. Beckley. How many times did he have 20 or more? I'm looking for guys. They don't just do it one season, but they do it multiple seasons. How many times did Beckley go over 20? Just once. So you see Sam Crawford 5 times, 20 or more triples. Cobb 4 times. Beckley and Wagner. Wagner twice and Beckley just once. 5 on the list, Roger Connor. 233 triples. Now, he was in the old school era way back. I mean, way back. We're talking 1880s. 3 times 20 or more. 6 on the list, Tris Speaker. 222 triples. Now, my last videos when I covered Tris Speaker, he's the doubles machine, right? 792 doubles career. But how about 222 triples? That's impressive. So let's say Speaker, when he hits the ball, 792 doubles, right? Let's say out of the 222 triples, he decides to hold up at second base instead of going for third. And let's say he did it 8 times. If he had stopped at second 8 times while hitting the ball in the gap, Tris Speaker would have had 800 triples because he had 792. So instead of getting the 222 in triples, he ends up with 214 in triples because he stopped at second base to have an even number of 800 doubles. Wouldn't that have been interesting? But he goes on and hits 222 triples, but never had 20 in a season. Oh, yeah, he did. One time he had 20. 22 was his high. I told you that Tris Speaker was the doubles champion in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He is preeminent in doubles. Sam Crawford is champion of triples. But Tris Speaker is right there. I mean, what if some of the 792 doubles, let's say some of those he keeps going to third. he could have increased his number in triples. Instead of 792, let's say he has 750. That would have been another 42 triples for Tris Speaker. He would have had 270. It's possible if I had kept going instead of stopping at second base. Following me on that one? 7 on the list, Fred Clark, 220 triples. 8, Dan Brothers, 206. So you have one guy in the Baseball Hall of Fame with 300 or more triples. That's Sam Crawford. Then you have 7 guys in the 200 range of triples. Cobb, Wagner, Beckley, Connors, Speaker, Clark, and Dan Brothers. Now the rest of these guys have under 200 triples in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'll comment on some of them. 9 on the list, Joe Kelly, 194. Paul Wainer, 191. Bid McPhee, 189. Eddie Collins, 187. Ed Delante, 186. Sam Rice, that's the guy that really bugs me. 2,987 hits, 13 hits shy. He's 44 years old. He quits. I would have played to get that 3,000th hit. But he had 184 triples. Jesse Burkett, 182. Ed Roosh, 182. Buck Ewing, 178. Rabbit Marinville, 177. Stan Musial, how about this guy? 177 triples. I want to pause here on Stan Musial. Why? Because I think he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. In the top 5 or 10. Stan Musial, did you know he had 725 doubles and 177 triples and 475 homers? So how many guys can lay the claim of a lot in one category? I mean, 475 homers is a lot. 725 doubles is a lot. And 177 triples? First ballot Hall of Fame, and 3,630 hits. Stan Musial, what a baseball phenomenon, really. 177 triples, 725 doubles, and 475 homers. He just covered all the stats. Total bases, slugging, on base. One thing he didn't excel in was stolen bases. He only had 78, but everything else, I mean, 331 career batting average, a lot of walks, few strikeouts. Stan the man, what a player. 20 on the list, Goose Goslin, 173 triples. Zach Wade, 172. Roger Hornsby, 169. Pretty good. Hornsby was a 358 career batting average. 169 triples is impressive. Roberto Clemente, 166. Elmer Flick, 164. Pie Trainer, 164. George Sisler, another guy, 340 career batting average. 164 triples. George Davis, 173. George Davis, 163. Nap Lajoie, 163. Sam Thompson, 161. Got to pause on Sam Thompson. Why? 28 triples was his high. Now, a lot of guys, they're like 15, 18, 20 triples, but they're high for a season. How about Sam Crawford's 28? Do you know that on this list, who has the most triples in one season? What was the high for Sam Crawford? 26. What was the high for Cobb? 24. And what was the high for Roger Connor? 25. And all the rest of the guys are about 15, 18, 20. George Davis had 27. That was the highest. But we just came to Sam Thompson. He owns it. In the Baseball Hall of Fame, who has the most triples in one season? Not for the career, but for one season. Sam Thompson. 28, 1894 season. So we can say that Sam Thompson was a pretty good player, right? If he has that many triples in 1 year. Let's see if I can find him. I'm going to see how many. Yeah, here he is. He had 3 20 or more triples in a season. 3 seasons. 28. That's very good. He's the one guy I found that had the highest. Henny Manouche, 160 triples. Harry Hooper, 160. Max Carey, 159. Kiki Kyler, 157. Early Combs, 154. Jim Botley, 151. Barry Heilman, 151. Charlie Gehringer, 146. Willie Keeler, 145. Bobby Wallace, 143. Camp Hansen, 142. Lou Brock, 141. You would think Lou Brock's a fast guy, right? He can run around the bases, all those stolen bases. 900 stolen bases? How come he only had 141 triples? Willie Mays, 141. Frankie Frisch, 138. George Brett, 137. I'm going to pause on George Brett. You want to hear one of these seasons that he had? George Brett. This is a good hitter. Listen to this season he had. 1979 season. 212 hits. 42 doubles. 20 triples. 23 homers. 107 RBI. 329. What am I getting at? 42 doubles, 20 triples, 23 homers. Nobody else has a 40, 20, 20. Do you know of anybody else who has a 40, 20, 20? I'll have to look it up and see if there's anybody else that did what George Brett did in that season. 20 triples, 40 doubles, 23 homers. Ruth didn't do it. Cobb didn't do it. Cobb was short on the homers. Cobb had the 40 and the 20, but not the 20 homers. Ruth had the 40 and the 40 doubles and the more than 20 homers, obviously, but not on the triples. George Brett, unique. Next guy, Babe Ruth, 136 triples. His high was 16. Pete Rose, 135 triples, but his high was 11. Pete was a doubles machine. He had over 700 doubles. Joe DiMaggio, 131. 15 was his high. Earl Averell, 128. Archie Vaughn, 128. Robin Yount, 126. Jimmy Fox, 125. Hugh Duffy, 119. Joe Cronin, 118. Lloyd Wayner, 118. Jimmy Collins, 116. Tony Lazario, 115. Paul Molitor, 114. Joe Tinker, 114. Joe Medwick, 113. Rod Carew, 112. Nellie Fox, 112. Bill Terry, 112. Richie Ashburn, 109. Frank Baker, 103. King Kelly, 102. Luke Appling, 102. I'm going to stop there. About 20-minute video. What do you think of these guys who hit triples? Sam Crawford, number 1, 309. And we're on number 71 on the ranking 169 baseball players. 71 is Luke Appling with 102. Now the rest of the guys I'll cover have less than 100 triples in their career. We'll get to that in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'm out.